Shalom Akim. I'm going to give all praises and glory to Yahweh Bashem, Yahushai Bashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of GMS who teach and rule well, and salutations to all Akim and all four corners of earth who's pushing his truth and sincerity. Shalom Akim. I'm going to get this picture right here. It's Jake, who's been who turned plastic into gasoline, and they said he went missing and everything, and you know, we were saying that he should probably go hide in himself because this is something that Esau holds dearly. If Esau can make a profit off of you, and you try to upset his plans by coming out with something that's simpler and less costly efficient, then he gets upset about that. And he comes and looks for you, and he gives you the ultimatum of you either join his team or you die, And as they don't put it in words, so to speak. They just ask you to join the team. You don't. Like the mob used to say, you make an offer you can't refuse. They got the other guy over in Africa who's who's able to transmit the electrons that are in the air, the electron isotopes that are in the air. He's able to transform those and power it into his TV and work his TV out of thin air. So Jake is the father of all things, of all inventions. We come up with everything upon the earth. While Esau is hell-bent to destroy it, we're here to, make things right. Even under this wicked system, Jake still finds ways to outdo his oppressor, man. I was just talking to one of the brothers. Think about something like the liquor you drink, Jack Daniels. Jack Daniels, the recipe, they got the story. The recipe is from a slave. But who took the credit? Jack Daniel, the cracker that you see on there. KFC, once again, their story is that the Colonel took that recipe from 9 times out of 10 his slaves, But they do have, they do said that they do have the original people who were making the chicken, the niggers, and, he stole it. List goes on and on, man, But how would you know these things? You would have to look up these things and find out, But here it is, this brother right here. He was out there. I bumped into him again on the internet when he was going at it with some Edomites because the Edomites are, you always got these goofy Edomites who try to, try to put the brother down. It's not actual gasoline and this and that. And he said, I know it's not gasoline. I didn't say it was gasoline. This is gas. This is a different alternative version of gas, And the points he was making against the scientific cracker was head on point, and it's just what it is. You got to battle. But you got to watch yourself, man. When you come out with different inventions against Esau, especially in the times we're in, man. This is not our rest. You can go to that real fast. Micah 2:10, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction. So this is not our rest. And yes, these devils could come hang you and kill you and take your invention and say that they did it, man. So you really have to watch what you say in this society, man, and what you do, your actions, everything, especially if you're on a scientific level, if you're on some breakthrough type level stuff, man, Oh, man, we could even go, what about even, I want to say even the airplane, but I have to do more research on that. But yeah, Jake came out with everything, man. Even in the amidst slavery and the conditions that we lived in, we still invented a lot of things. They try to play us as dummies and just gangbangers. The image they put out there on TV, But that's not really us, man. This is Proverbs 10:6. Blessings are upon the head of the just, but violence cover the mouth of the wicked. And like I say, man, Esau is a very wicked man, and he will kill you if you do not get down with his team, plain and simple. He has a track record. He'll even do his own end. When America was being built, Esau was all against other Edomites, as far as he had to be the first one on top. Yes, he was against the the Gadites that were here and the enslaved Jakes that were here too as well. But he had also peered over his corner of his eye because he didn't want his neighbor getting more to him. And if you want to get the picture even bigger, If you lived in a different state, if I stay in Illinois and a state over Indiana, they would battle each other for land and just resources and just stupid things, man. So this devil has always been against even himself, man. So how much more do you think he's gonna hate you? You know? Uh, this is Proverbs 11:18. The wicked worketh a deceitful work, but to him that showeth righteousness shall be a sure reward. And you know, the wicked, like I say, man, they're out here stealing, stealing, and killing, man. Doing anything they can do to try to put their name on top of everything, man. Because he has to paint this image that he's a good guy, that he's the founder of everything. You know, and and Jake was just docile. We're just here, taking up air. That's the picture that he's painting. And like we say, man, with the advent of this internet, we can look these things up, man. We can actually find out who actually did these things, as well as if it's if the information is too chippy, you put things together, man. You do your research, man. This internet is here. Is you have to utilize it, man. It's a very good tool to use, man. This is how also we find out about these different brothers around the world that are coming up with these different inventions. Also, Esau's wickedness is being uncovered through the internet, man. This is Psalm 37:7. Rest in the Lord and wait patiently for him. Free not thyself because of him who prosper in his way, because of men who bring of wicked devices to pass, man. So at the end of the day, we got to keep in mind, this is not our rest, this is not our kingdom, that Esau has to have this stamp on everything, man. It's just what it is, You got every now and then you'll come out with one of these brothers who come out with something that could go against Esau in the system. But once again, the moral of the story, I'll be like Clark Kent, man. You just have to be like Clark Kent. You have it, but don't tell everybody you have it, That's just the name of the game, Because we're the kingdom to come, we won't have to worry about wickedness like this, man. Esau worrying about the heathens taking our ideas, or Esau taking our ideas and prospering off of it and giving us no credit, This is Psalm 26:5. I have hated the congregation of evildoers and will not sit with the wicked. So the Lord ain't dealing with the wicked anyways, So, these congregations, these men that come together to, try to keep, everything for profit. This place is all for sale, man, at the end of the day. And that's what these devils do, man. They love to make a profit off your back, man. If your hard work, give you no credit, Esau loves to say when he was coming to America and conquering America that he slayed the savages. That was his battle cry, that Gad was a bunch of savages here in America, and that's the farthest thing from the truth, man. They kept the land, tilled it. They bathed, they knew about cleanliness. They used the herbs on the earth. They respect the animals. They did land Sabbath, Gad was far from a savage. The ones who were savage were the ones who conquered them, because Gad came with love and Esau came with war. War was in his heart, man, But, at the end of the day, it's just best to be undercover. Just lay low, because somehow, some way, Esau's going to get his grimy paws on whatever type of invention you come out with. Or he'll try to, and what he's supposed to do, always try to come against you, and try to imprison you and then take your idea, man. There's so many stories and different testimonies of how Jake had something and Esau wanted it real bad and did whatever he could to take it, We can go as far as even towns and stuff like that. What's the move? Tulsa, Oklahoma, Tulsa, Oklahoma, what did they do? Jake was in there being prosperous. They had everything, railroads, car, everything for sale, making their own money. And then what happens? Esau got wind of that and said, man, we can't have these niggas having more than we have. We can't have them doing better than we did. And we just let them out of slavery not too long ago. That ain't going to happen. And made up a lie, and boom, there go their whole town. Jake said that they looked around the corner. They said the same crackers who was just on their porch was wearing their fur coats, running out their crib, vandalizing and robbing their house. You know, so how savage is that, man? You know, go back to Jamestown. I love to bring this out. Jamestown, what is it, 1618? You know, Jamestown on Virginia, Roanoke, Virginia, one of those places, any one of those places, man, where Esau has track record of being a cannibal to Gad, but Gad was supposed to be the savage, and here it is where he taught these devils how to plant, how to hunt, and what did Esau do? He didn't want to do that, so he decided to eat the ones who he taught, who the ones who taught him, you know. So the devil has a way of always turning his back on you, you know. Like Micah 2:10, it's not our rest, you know, it's polluted. So stop trying to get ahead here. Just try to, you know, make it, pay your bills, do your thing, you know. But other than trying to get ahead and trying to, you know, build up in this place, that's a no-no. With that being said, I hope this is edifying. Shalom, Akim.